Good morning, everyone. It's Monday. This is 2. So, something that I was thinking today during my workout is what is failure, right? So, a lot of us know failure in a sense of, trying something and failing to succeed and then calling that a failure, right? So, to me, failure, or should I say, what is the true meaning of failure, right? So, to me, what failure means is just, you have not experienced the type of, for example, activities, the exercise, um, the investments, and failing, right? So, what can we learn from failure? So there's a lot of things we can learn from failure. Either one, we give up and not try it again, and then preach that to everybody. I mean, if everybody tells me that they have tried something and failed, right, and that I shouldn't try it, I think I'd be rich by now if I listened to that, right? But the reality is, true failure is when you try something and learn or adjust your skill sets to those failure, and then retry those failure or retry those um, activities again, right? So for example, somebody could say, hey, you know what, I've tried that diet, right? And that diet didn't work, right? And maybe it didn't work, right? Maybe it didn't work, but maybe it did work, but you were doing something else on the side, right? You were dieting, but you were also partying on the weekend, right? And then you're also slacking on your workout, right? So to me, true failure is when, you take what you have learned and adjust to those changes, right? So, I used to have a boss that tells me this, and at first I didn't really get what he was trying to tell me. He says, whether it's the right thing, the wrong thing, it's still better than not doing anything, right? So, I didn't really get what he mean by that, and the reality is, as I sat there, or as I thought about what he said, I mean, in life we all want to have that perfect execution, right? But the reality is that's not always perfect. You got to go in and then execute, commit, then execute, right? And so the first step is, whether it's right or wrong or indifferent, it's still better than not doing anything, right? So, what I got out of that is, if it's right, you're one step ahead of where you were, right? And if it's wrong, you know what, take those failure, and 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 re-implement that, right? And from those failure, you could be maybe 2 steps ahead of where you originally were, right? I mean, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, it's the same as making the right execution the first time, right? And then, from that, it's still better than you not doing anything, right? So what I mean by that is, I could say, you know what, I'm gonna change my life, but the reality is, I haven't done anything year over year, time over time. And, the new year comes around, and I'm just telling myself, I'm going to make changes. I'm going to write this down. And then, 2 months later, it goes back to our regular, program again, right? Where we do nothing. We just sit down, come home, sit on the couch, and eat our potato and popcorn, and, just watch TV, right? So to me, true failure is, taking what you have learned from not being successful at that attempt and trying it again, right? So I hope this motivates or encourage you guys to do and make changes for the week. And those are my thoughts. So if you guys got something out of this, feel free to share your thoughts with me. I like the feedback, some of the previous feedback that you guys gave me. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.